Why are you so tense, god damn it?
Because I don't know what I'm doing!
Calm down.
Hello everybody, it's Philly Kuts with another Hump Day haul. We're up to number 44. I can't believe I've almost been doing this for a year. Goodness gracious, where does the time fly, right? Well, I got another haul this week for you guys. This is Wednesday. Wednesday is new comic book release day. It's my day of ultimate self-care. It's a day where I go down to my comic book shop, I get all my new favorite releases, and I share that with you guys and talk a little bit about what I got. This week, a smaller stack. I got 6 books, 3 of which are DC, 2 Dark Horse, and an Image comic. So let's get right to it, folks. Green Lantern Lost Army. And this continues the story of the Green Lanterns, all the Green Lanterns in the universe except for Hal Jordan have been transferred into another universe or another dimension or another part of the universe that they've never been before. This picks up right where issue 1 left off, where at the end of issue 1 they found this gigantic pyramid of hate. And there are these OG Red Lanterns who have the power of light similar in a way to the Green Lanterns, except theirs is like crystal solid form. So they can shoot out like solid red projectiles at the lanterns. Now this has in it, it has Guy Gardner, it has John Stewart, it has Krona, who is one of the wild cards in this book, basically because you don't know Krona's intentions, because this may be a Krona from a different point in time. Why is he befriending the Green Lanterns, right? If you know anything about Krona, he committed great crimes that almost destroyed the multiverse. So this seems to be taking place before that. So this seems to be a younger version of Krona. And here are some of the other characters that are in here. John Stewart, Guy Gardner, 2-6, and others. Kilowog, my favorite. The classic drill sergeant of the Green Lantern Corps. This is written by Colin Bunn, who is all over the place. He also writes Sinestro, which is like my favorite book. Probably my favorite villain book at least. He's also just doing Aquaman as well. And he's doing Harrow County, which is unbelievable. He even does Lobo. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that he is doing. He's all over the place. He's one of my favorite writers right now, and he can't go wrong. Jesus Saiz is doing the artwork in here, and it's great. It's just tremendous looking. I love it. There's a lot of character to it. There's Krona and Guy Gardner. And I can't wait to see how this ties into the Green Lantern, because in the Green Lantern issues, they've already alluded that, you know, Hal Jordan knows that he's all alone in the universe right now, that he's like the only Green Lantern, and he's trying to figure out all that's happened. There's John Stewart getting in a little heap of trouble with that crystal liquid display, folks. And, I'm loving this book. I hope you give it a try. If you do like Green Lantern, I think you got to. And even if you don't, and you're curious and you want to check some of Green Lantern out, I'd say that this is a great book to delve into, all right? Okay, number 18 of Harley Quinn. Love that cover. What does she say there? What's a phone booth? Right? You gotta love Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is my go-to book when I need to laugh. I love this book. Written by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. Chad Hardin does the artwork. It is always awesome. Always great. Harley always looks wonderful in this book. I really love how Harley looks. You never know what to expect in these books. Well, you do. That's not true. But they can turn on a dime. Let me give you an example, okay? Harley Quinn is on a mission, I guess, to locate this sea captain. They end up getting in a brawl. And apparently he has a haul of space weed or seaweed. Sea hash. One of the Harleys is like, I think it was Bali Harley. of India, Bollywood, tells her, don't eat it. You may have something bad happen. She eats it, says she's not worried about what's going to happen. Look at her pupils, folks. All dilated. Yeah, she's high. And then the tone of the book completely changes. The artwork looks different. And it goes into a whole, like, pirate ship sequence. And that's pretty much Harley Quinn. That's Bruce Wayne there, who is servicing Harley, feeding her, has her in the bed. Who knows what's going to happen there, folks. You just never know what is going to happen in Harley Quinn. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know, I'm a little skeptical right now with the storyline, the Gang of Harleys. I almost feel like, is it really necessary for her to have this huge group of other Harleys, this Gang of Harleys that is tasked with cleaning up her town? I think it's Coney Island. You know, Harley has been upset with all the crime that's been going on, and she's upset that how her city, Coney Island, is just deteriorating. She's not happy about it. She's trying to grease the gears of the city. You know, she tried to strike a deal with the mayor. That didn't turn out so well. And now she has heat from the mayor and all those people. So, I don't know. I just feel like Harley kind of has strength on her own. I feel like they didn't really need to do this. And it also reminds me so much of Spider-Verse. And I love that book and that whole series, which was expansive. And it took place over multiple different issues of Spider-Man. It was something like 20-something issues over like 5 different Spider-Man comics, if I remember. But the problem is that there were so many spiders that you never really got to know too many of them if you didn't know them from before. Like someone like me who just got into collecting more seriously over... Oh my God, the outro is going for my thing. Good Lord, folks. Sorry about that. We'll let that run. A little technical difficulty. Yeah, that's my outro there. Okay. But I guess the problem was that you never really got to know them very well. And that's what I'm worried is happening here. Is like you have like 12 different Harleys, and none of them are being delved into very much. You know, it's all pretty superficial. There was a couple issues back where they were interviewing the Harleys, and you got kind of some little snippets of their background story here and there. I thought that was a good vehicle to do that. But again, you don't know too much, and I don't really remember that many of them. So I guess we'll see how it goes, but I really think that Harley can kind of, you know, stands on her own. And plus they have the other book, since the reboot, Harley Quinn and Power Girl, and I'm not sure if I remember if that's a limited series or if it's going to be an ongoing series. So someone help me out, please. Okay, last and final DC book for the month is Martian Manhunter. There is John Jones, and he is doing battle. As you can see, his fist there is going right into Superman, folks. This is a pretty intriguing book. I'm really enjoying this. Superman tries to appeal to Martian Manhunter in this. I'm not going to tell you why. I don't want to spoil things for people. But Superman kind of makes an impassioned plea to Martian Manhunter. You know, let me help you. Let me help you, John. Why won't you let me help you? Things don't have to be like this. I'm the last of my kind, last of my people, just like you. Don't we have that bond? Let me and the Justice League help you out. And John Jones, I don't believe, is a current member of the New 52 Justice League, but he has been a member before. He's been affectionately known as the heart of the Justice League, or the 7th member of the Justice League. Things don't go very well, and there's some good twists and turns in here. And Martian Manhunter has abilities that you learn about, special powers that you learn about in this issue as well. He can kind of implant memories into people. And unfortunately, bad things like that can happen to him as well. Memories can be implanted into him by someone that really messes with his head, and that's kind of the twist. You also see an appearance of other Justice League members in here. and they do a little bit of battle with the Martian Manhunter. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. I'm going to stick with it, and I want to see where it goes. I'm excited to be reading this, and then I'm also curious as to who this character is. If it's the Martian Manhunter himself, he's like this insect praying mantis looking guy who has like children help him. And then there's also this whole element of terrorism. There's all these international acts of terrorism going on at once. And there is an Arabic character in here as well, a female character. So the story kind of cuts back between John Jones and this character here, which is very intriguing as well. So lots of stuff going on in this, and I recommend it, man. Martian Manhunter, give it a shot. Let John Jones have his day in the sun, folks. All right, Image Comics. I got Drifter, number 6. Now, this book was on hiatus for about 2 or 3 months. This is Abraham Pollock's, and this is the Stranger in the Strange Land book. Let me rack my brain. This is the problem with buying floppies, and especially when there's a huge break. But this is Image's, usual format. They'll release stories in arcs, okay? So you'll get, issue 1 through 5, 1 through 6, 1 through 4, whatever it is, how long the arc is, that ends, and then there may be like a 2, a 3, a 4-month hiatus, and then the book starts up again. This is written by Ivan Brandon and Nick Klein, who does tremendous artwork. He does the coloring as well, and that is one of the things about this book that I always loved, and it was the atmosphere, the creatures that are in here, just the coloring, the look. I mean, it creates such a great atmosphere. It reminds me of the artist from Colder the Bad Seed. I think it was Ferreira, last name Ferreira. I'm not sure, I can't remember right now, but reminds me very much of that artist, whoever just did Colder the Bad Seed. There's just awesome characters in this. If you remember, in issue 5, the priest got assassinated. He got killed because he wasn't doing very priestly things. And he gets carted off by these creatures who are hometown residents of the planet, oh my lord, Oru. And I guess that the next story arc kind of takes us to the dark side of the planet. So there's a big journey that Abram goes on to try to find out more about his past, and adventures into the dark side of this world. And in the end, Ivan and Nick give a little summary like they do in every issue, and they tell you guys, get ready, because this story arc is going to really explore this other side of the world. You're going to be introduced to lots of new characters and lots of new creatures. And here's a spoiler. This is kind of a little bit what that world is going to look like. And it looks like a very foreboding place, to say the least. I don't know if I can get a wide shot there. But definitely looks dark, and it's got my favorite purple and dark blue hues that I always love. And lots of interesting creatures, as always. If you like something like the Borderlands, or if you like something like Mass Effect, it almost reminds me a little bit of that. It is kind of like a space western as well. It has like that western feel, but a real like Stranger in a Strange Land, Imagine like Clint Eastwood riding up somewhere where he, has never been, and just starts kicking ass, All right, Dark Horse. And let me tell you, Dark Horse has been a company that I've been really happy with as of late. I like that the issues come in usually pristine condition, except they always have that gap where the staple and the fold is. I don't know why. For some reason, Dark Horse is the biggest culprit of that. B.P.R.D, number 133, kind of continues the story of Johann Strauss. Johann Strauss, he is the disembodied spirit of the B.P.R.D who has to reside in a containment suit Problem is, this containment suit that he uses, the primary suit, is not very durable, and it gets poked and prodded, and it often deflates, and his spirit just flies out of the thing, and it just is a mess for him. So I guess he's interested in a stronger type of armor. And the name of this armor is sledgehammer armor, and I guess that it has some mythical qualities to it, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that will probably boost Johann's ability. What I'm also hoping in this too is that it kind of continues how Johann is a bit estranged from the rest of B.P.R.D. If you read issues, the last 3 issues before, that's what the whole story arc was about. You know, the dissension between Johann and the rest of the B.P.R.D. crew, and questionable things that Johann has done that the rest of the B.P.R.D. crew has not been happy with. And I've talked about it in other comic book hauls. If you want, check out my other ones. But I don't want to, give away too much. This has the team of John Arcudi, Dave Stewart doing the coloring, who we can never ever say anything bad about. And then it has the new artist, Julian Totino Tescato. Now, I'm not sure if he's done work for Mignola books before, but it really seems very fitting. Really like how he's drawing some of the female characters, the delicateness of their faces. And I think it fits right in with the Mignola-verse look, All things Mignola have that great look to them. And Dark Horse, like I said, virtually everything that I've bought by them, I've enjoyed, except maybe for Fight Club 2 and the Neverboy. But stuff like B.P.R.D, Hellboy and the B.P.R.D, the whole Frankenstein series, especially Colder and the Bad Seed, has been tremendous. I really have been digging Dark Horse, and for an independent comic, it's really a toss-up between them and Image for independence of who I really like the best. So if you get a chance and you really want a good book that kind of has elements of horror and monster madness in it, and it's just a great group story of a great group, check out B.P.R.D. I mean, it's an awesome book. And I hope that I get that B.P.R.D. 46 to 48 for my birthday, Sarah. Wink, wink. So, anyway. All right, and then finally, my final issue of the poll was Death Head #1. This is a new book. I'm not sure if it's a mini-series. It's also by Dark Horse. Check that guy out. I guess that's Death Head, and those are a bunch of hawks around him. Everybody's saying in the early write-up that it reminds them of Jeepers Creepers. And the way that it's set up, there's 3 different stories going on at once. There's this couple that is traveling in the woods, and they discover an old town in the woods. And they think it's a reenactment town, kind of like a Civil War reenactment town. It takes place in the place called Shadow Cliff. And it has the biggest population of moths, known as deadhead hawk moths. And I don't know how that ties into this guy here, but I guess we'll see. The other part of the story is a teenage girl. I'm not sure if the 2 people in the woods are her mother and father, but there's a teenage girl. She kind of goes to a Catholic school. Well, she does go to a Catholic school. She's promiscuous, folks. There she is, kind of stripping a little bit, showing off for her one straight-laced friend, showing her kind of how to be sexy. There's, nuns ready to slap her with rulers. Not only does she get kind of half naked and dress a little risky, but she also does some drugs, folks. And I don't know if you ever did shrooms while you were in high school, but they have a great sequence in here where she's kind of giving her friend shrooms, and then a little bit of bad things happen there, I don't recommend taking mushrooms and then going to a classroom with a nun who's your teacher. As you can see, it may turn, you know, hellfire and brimstone, and you may start seeing some weird things. So, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Seems a little trope-ish, of course. But hey, maybe it'll work. The third part of the story involves a kid that's being bullied. And the bullies, they try to scare this kid. They're outside of a sewer. And they kind of scare this kid. They bully him into the sewer. They tell him that Deathhead is in there. And that he's going to die and get ripped and torn apart. And it kind of shows this kid going deeper and deeper into the sewer. And as you can imagine, more screwed up things happen and risky things happen. Someone saves him. It's a girl. But is the girl who she seems to be? I guess we'll have to find out, right? I'm wondering how all these characters are going to turn together and how this is all going to merge together. But Deathhead. Jeepers Creepers. All right, folks. Well, that's been my comic book haul for this week. Shorter haul. Thanks for watching, as always. I'm glad that everybody watched my cheap graphic novels haul and review last issue, or last episode. And I will be answering everybody's comments. So I appreciate everybody that left a comment on that video. I saw that there were some really long ones, and I'm going to go through and answer each one. I always appreciate it when you guys answer my comments and give me feedback and just tell me things. You know, tell me things about characters, or recommend books to me, or tell me about graphic novels. I'm really appreciating everything, and I'm glad to be part of your guys' week. So thanks for watching, as always, and peace. Let me know what comics you got this week, and let me know what you think about my comics. All right, guys? Peace.
Am I clear? You fuck! God damn it!
No, you're not clear. Dad, you're gonna get in an accident. You can't stop.